And so it began. The birth of a nation, August 1947. A momentous occasion that marked the end of British colonial rule in the Indian subcontinent, and the dawn of a new era for millions of people. The British are leaving India. After nearly 2 centuries of colonial rule, the Union Jack is being lowered, and British troops are making their way out. They are also pretty tired of the heat and curry, probably. The colonial lifestyle, with its afternoon teas and polo matches, is coming to an end. Partition is announced, splitting the land into India and Pakistan. A line drawn on a map, but one that would change the lives of millions forever. Muslims are told to move to Pakistan, Hindus and Sikhs to India. Imagine the moving logistics. Entire families uprooted, carrying whatever they could on their backs, and the arguments over who gets the good biryani recipe. It wasn't pretty. Millions were displaced. Violence erupted. The human cost was immense, with countless lives lost and families torn apart. A new nation was born amidst chaos. Celebrations were mixed with sorrow as people rejoiced in their newfound freedom but mourned the loss and suffering. Pakistan, the land of the pure, emerged on the world map. It was geographically unusual, with its 2 wings separated by a vast expanse of Indian territory. 2 wings, East and West Pakistan, separated by thousands of miles of India. This unique geographical setup would pose challenges in the years to come. It's like owning a pair of shoes where each shoe is on a different continent. A logistical nightmare, to say the least. They shared a religion, Islam, but culturally, they were distinct. The diversity within Pakistan was both a strength and a challenge, as the new nation sought to forge a unified identity. The growing pains, early political hurdles in Pakistan. The newborn nation needed a leader. Enter Muhammad Ali Jinnah, revered as Quaid-e-Azam, the great leader. Think of him as Pakistan's George Washington, only with cooler hats. Jinnah became the first governor-general. He had his work cut out for him. The country was figuring out governance, economics, and how to function as a united entity, despite being geographically challenged. Tragedy struck early. Jinnah died in 1948. His right-hand man, Liaquat Ali Khan, became prime minister. He was like the Ron to Jinnah's Harry. Sadly, Liaquat Ali Khan was assassinated in 1951. The young nation, still finding its feet, was thrown into turmoil. The men on horseback were not just symbols of power but harbingers of change. They represented a shift in the political landscape, a move from civilian rule to military dominance. Coups and the rise of the generals marked a new era in Pakistan's history, one where the military would frequently intervene in politics. With political instability brewing, the military smelled opportunity. The streets were filled with protests, and the government seemed unable to maintain order. In 1958, General Ayub Khan swooped in with a coup, sending the elected government packing. It was a bold move, but one that he believed was necessary to restore stability. It was the first, but not the last time the army would play musical chairs with the government. The military had tasted power, and it wouldn't be easy to relinquish it. Ayub Khan gave himself a promotion to president. He believed that only a strong hand could guide the nation through its troubles. He introduced a new constitution, tailor-made for his liking. This document centralized power in his hands, ensuring that he could govern without much opposition. Democracy took a back seat, though Ayub Khan did build some impressive infrastructure. His era saw the construction of highways, dams, and other projects that modernized the country. Think highways and dams, the kind that look good on postcards and in military parades. These projects were meant to showcase the progress and strength of his regime. In 1969, another general, Yahya Khan, decided it was his turn to run the show. He believed he could do better and took over in another coup. Another military man in charge. The cycle of military intervention continued, each general promising stability and progress. East Pakistan wasn't happy with the arrangement. They felt marginalized and neglected by the central government, leading to growing discontent. They felt ignored and exploited. The economic and political disparities between East and West Pakistan were becoming increasingly apparent. Things came to a head in 1971. India got involved, supporting the independence movement in East Pakistan. Long story short, East Pakistan broke away to become Bangladesh. The war was brutal, and the human cost was immense. It was a humiliating defeat for Pakistan, and a stark reminder that ignoring half your country isn't a sustainable governance strategy. The loss of East Pakistan was a turning point, forcing the nation to rethink its approach to governance and unity. Section 4. Faces on the rupee note, political heavyweights of Pakistan. The history of Pakistan is deeply intertwined with the legacies of its political leaders, many of whom have left indelible marks on the nation's currency and collective memory. After the 1971 war, power was handed over to Zulfikar Ali Bhutto, a charismatic and populist leader. Bhutto's rise to power marked a significant shift in Pakistan's political landscape, as he sought to bring about a new era of change and reform. Think of him as Pakistan's version of a Kennedy, handsome, charming, and slightly tragic. His persona captivated the masses, and his vision for Pakistan resonated with many who yearned for a brighter future. He promised socialist reforms and a more equitable society. Bhutto's policies aimed to reduce the gap between the rich and the poor, and he introduced various measures to nationalize key industries and improve the welfare of the working class. He also gave Pakistan its first constitution since the 1958 coup. This constitution laid the foundation for a parliamentary democracy and aimed to ensure greater political stability and governance. However, Bhutto's rule wasn't without its shadows. His tenure saw significant political unrest and opposition, as various factions within the country clashed over his policies and leadership style. Accusations of authoritarianism and corruption followed him. Critics argued that Bhutto's government was increasingly repressive, and allegations of electoral fraud and political manipulation tarnished his image. In 1977, his own appointed army chief, General Zia-ul-Haq, overthrew him in yet another coup. This marked a dramatic turn in Pakistan's history, as the military once again took control of the government. Bhutto was later hanged after a controversial trial. His execution remains one of the most contentious and debated events in Pakistan's political history, with many viewing it as a miscarriage of justice. It's like something out of House of Cards, but with more mangoes and fewer monologues. The intrigue, drama, and power struggles of Pakistani politics often rival the most gripping political thrillers. Enter Benazir Bhutto, Zulfikar Ali Bhutto's daughter. Her entry into politics was seen as a continuation of her father's legacy, and she quickly became a symbol of hope and resilience. In 1988, she became the first female prime minister of a Muslim-majority country. Her election was a historic moment, not just for Pakistan but for the entire Muslim world. Talk about breaking glass ceilings. Benazir's rise to power inspired countless women and demonstrated that leadership knows no gender. Her time in office was marked by both progress and challenges. She introduced numerous social programs aimed at improving education, healthcare, and women's rights. But her tenure was also marred by political instability and opposition. She championed social programs and women's rights but faced opposition from conservative forces. Despite the hurdles, Benazir Bhutto's legacy as a trailblazer and advocate for social justice continues to inspire future generations. Section 5. From fields to factories, the transformation of Pakistan's economy. Pakistan started as an agrarian economy. Think wheat fields and cotton farms. But over time, it tried to diversify. Industries popped up, the service sector grew. There were attempts to woo foreign investment. Imagine pitching investors, invest in Pakistan. We have beautiful mountains, spicy food, and occasional military coups. Progress was uneven. Corruption, political instability, and a lack of infrastructure played spoilsport. Pakistan's economy became a bit like a roller coaster, thrilling at times but prone to sudden drops and the occasional need for maintenance. Section 6. Beyond Bollywood. A cultural tapestry woven in time. Pakistan's cultural scene is a vibrant mix of tradition and modernity. Sufi music, with its soulful melodies and devotional lyrics, coexists with a burgeoning pop music scene. Truck art, a riot of colors and patterns adorning local trucks, has gained international recognition. And then there's cricket. It's not just a sport, it's a national obsession. Winning a cricket match against India is akin to a national holiday. Pakistan has also produced literary giants, from the poet Faiz Ahmed Faiz to the novelist Mohsin Hamid. Their works offer insights into the country's soul, its struggles, and its aspirations. Section 7. Pakistan Today, Navigating the Labyrinth. Modern-day Pakistan is a country of contradictions. It's a nuclear power with a history of military coups. It has a young, tech-savvy population but grapples with poverty and illiteracy. It's a land of breathtaking beauty, from the soaring peaks of the Himalayas to the lush green fields of Punjab, yet it faces environmental challenges and climate change. Pakistan's story is still being written. It's a story of resilience, of challenges overcome and lessons learned. It's a story of a nation finding its place in a complex world, navigating the labyrinth of its past while striving for a brighter future. Will it succeed? Stay tuned.